Hey guys, this is Tom, and we're here for another M12 64-man draft. Okay, so for this first pick, we're looking at a few different cards. We have Arachnus Web, which is a nice piece of removal. We've got Adaptive Automaton, which you can certainly draft around. If you can end up picking up like a Jade Mage or like a Goblin theme is pretty good. So there's definitely a few options, or even Vampire theme. The Phantasmal Dragon is also a card I'm looking at. It's basically if it goes unanswered, it can be a pretty serious threat. Carnage Worm is a great card, but it's definitely not going to be a card I'm going to first pick. So I think here, I think I'm just going to hedge and take the Automaton. Like the dragon is definitely powerful, but the Automaton can fit into any deck. So I think we'll go ahead and take that. Alright, so here we've got Skywonder Drake, we have Assault Griffin, Soren's Thirst, Griffin Sentinel, the Goblin Guide. We could, sort of pick up like the Goblin Guide and look for like a different number of different Goblin cards and just sort of make a Goblin themed deck. It'd be kind of interesting since we've got essentially two Lords here. Not sure if that's correct, but could definitely be a very interesting deck. I mean, there's a number of Goblins in M12, and most of them are actually fairly playable. If we end up picking up like Bang Chuckers, I mean, it could be a pretty sick combo. I'm actually tempted to give it a go here. Like, I think that the other cards are definitely powerful, but this could really sort of turn out. I mean, here we can pick up an Arachnus Web, or we could pick up a Goblin Piker, and I mean, it's a bit ridiculous to take a Goblin Piker over an Arachnus Web, but what I like to do is I sort of like to test different archetypes and test things that might work, or might just end up being terrible ideas. But you don't really find out in draft if you don't sort of try out different strategies. So to notice in this pack, we definitely have a fair amount of green coming. Stave Off is good. So I think that I'm really just going to sort of try to draft this and see if this works out. I mean, Arachnus Web is clearly the better card here, but I'm going to give this a whirl. Okay, so here we have Giant Spider, Gravedigger, Griffin Sentinel as the cards that I'm sort of looking at here. Red green is definitely an okay combo. I mean, like I said, if we pick up a Jade Mage, Automaton could be quite good. Gravedigger is also a very nice card, like in a red-black shell. I think that with this style of deck, it might be a little bit more aggressive. So I think that, I mean, we've seen a number of good green cards here. It's kind of close. It's between Spider and Digger here, I think. I mean, the Sentinel's also good, but I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Gravedigger here. I like red-black, and I think it can be quite a good deck. Like here, we're happy to pick up the Goblin Tunneler. Distress is fine. Scepter is fine. We could take the Trollhide here and just try to move out of potentially black, but I think Goblin Tunneler is going to be fine. Here we'll happily grab the Arsonist. Let's see. Actually, what's kind of interesting is we could pick up like Mind Unbound instead of going red-black, stay open for like like a red-blue setup. Unsummon is also a very nice card here. Mind Unbound is kind of interesting. If you have a lot of removal in red, it can really, you know, give you a chance to just draw those extra burn spells and sort of close out the game. So I think I'm going to pick up the Mind Unbound here. Let's see, here we can sort of stay open. We could like pick up like a Cutthroat, or we could you know, just say the hell with blue and pick up Diabolic Tutor. If you have like multiple lords, picking up Tutor could be a nice option here. I mean, we have a legitimate card to go and search for. Colossus fits right in. Disentomb is certainly fine here. And here we don't mind Defaulter effect. So I'm definitely not going to play 2 Diabolic Tutors. Colossus is fine though. So once again, guys, just want to mention this is really just something I'm sort of trying out as a gut feeling. I would by no means recommend trying this kind of stuff all the time. So, but it's fun, and we'll see how it works out. Like every once in a while, it's a good idea to maybe try like a new strategy to see if it's, you know, potentially going to work. So hopefully here we can pick up some more goblins in the second and third pack. You know, if we get lucky, you know, maybe we'll see another chieftain or maybe an automaton. Most likely not, but it's definitely a possibility. So for us, this is a pretty weak pack here. Cards for us, we could potentially pick up. We could sort of hedge here and pick up like a Frost Breath, which might end up being better than any of the other cards here. We could pick up a second Tunneler. It wouldn't be the worst. Distress is fine. Scepter is okay. Not excited about Lightning Elemental. We could just pick up the land here, to be honest. It might be the safest pick. I think I'm actually just going to grab the land here. Let's see, so here we have Sengir Vampire, or the Piker. Not taking a Piker over Sengir Vampire. Consume Spirit is also quite good, but Sengir Vampire is definitely a beating. We could also take Sorin's Thirst. Even though Sengir Vampire is a slower card, I do believe it's still quite powerful. I mean, if you can get it online, it's, you know, it's still a 4/4 flyer. Here we're definitely happy to take the Tormented Soul. Like Warpaint is fine, but I think that this is going to be an aggressive style deck, and so I think that Tormented Soul should be just good. Okay, so here probably going to take the Devouring Swarm. Like Mind Rot is fine. Vandal is fine. Rift is fine. We already have a Falter effect. And this way, if we can pick up like an Active Treason, it's a pretty nice combo, or like a Fling. It's always nice to be able to take their creatures and then sacrifice them. Doomblade. Unfortunately, I'd love to take the Piker here, but it's sort of Doomblade by a mile, because this card is insane. We're a little short on creatures at this point, so we definitely want to be like, okay, like Active Treason we could pick up for the Devouring Swarm. However, I think here that we're a little short on creatures, and Bloodseeker does a fair amount of work for what we're trying to do here. I think this is actually quite an undervalued card, just because we can set up the inevitability. Here, very happy to pick up an Arsonist. And Vampire Outcast is definitely a gift. Just exactly what we want to see there. Here, nothing really too crazy for us. One of the interesting cards, which is a decent sideboard card I found, not good by any stretch, but decent, is Brink of Disaster if they have like a lot of Gideon's Law Keepers. So it's pretty narrow, but if you run into the deck that really abuses that card, then it's actually not terrible. Or like Merfolk Looter. Consume Spirit is just fine. So I mean, at this point, we're 25 cards in, going into our second pack. Still got a few picks for pack 2, and we're at 19 playables right now. Now, obviously, I think that okay, so here, definitely want to take the War Paint over the Dark Favor. I just think it's a little bit more solid. Like, Dark Favor on Tormented Soul is just fine, but I kind of like the War Paint a bit more. But we have a pretty healthy number of cards going into the third pack. We've got 14 creatures, so we probably want to up the creature count a little bit. Removal is a little light. We've got Consume Spirit, Doomblade, so we could pick up a little more of that, but for the most part, pretty happy with how this deck is shaping up. Like, we don't need 2 Falter effects here. We can probably just run Tectonic Rift if we want to do that. We honestly might just board into that, sort of depending on how the card quality turns out. So here in pack 3, we were able to open a Runescarred Demon. It is a later card, but it's a very powerful effect, and I think it's worth trying to run this card. Other notable cards in this pack: Sorin's Thirst, Goblin Fireslinger. Both very good cards also, but I gotta believe this is just an insane bomb if it hits the table. Here we can pick up, like, a Blood Rage Vampire is fine, Active Treason is fine. Consume Spirit is probably what we want to take here, though, just because we're a little light on removal. We could use just a little bit more there. Here we could take a Scepter of Empires, which is actually not the worst. Like, Fling is fine also, just because, if we can get like a Colossus down, I mean, Fling has gotta be insane. Fling might table. Scepter is good for turning on our vampires right now. And it's sort of nice inevitability as well. But I think I'm actually going to take the Fling here. I think Fling has gotten a little bit better in the last set. And I think it might be a little bit more relevant. Especially with 2 Colossus, if we get the Runescarred Demon, or even the Vampire Outcasts, 4/4 lifelink Fling is pretty relevant. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Fling here, and we do have the Devouring Swarm combo too. So, okay, and here, unfortunately, we're really kind of. We're probably not going to play 3 Colossus. At this point, it's probably safer just to cut a Pacifism. So we don't want to see the infinite Pacifism deck. Yeah, so I think we'll just... I suppose we could play 3, but I really would rather not. Here we're going to take the Fireslinger. Lower Curve is also nice, and